Hello and welcome to another Let's Play of Eldfall Chronicles Northern Wind. Last time we were on the way from the EG graveyard to the EG village, and during our trek we found a profane rapture somewhere in the valley. You come to a halt before a narrow gorge, shrouded in a crackling purple haze. Profane mana seeps from the small cracks, saturating the atmosphere. Magic behaves erratically here, its energy surging unpredictably. So, place tiles, place heroes, position encounter 1, difficult and dense environmental token. Heroes, difficult and dense. Roll 2 die. The higher roll determines the host. Let's see, roll 2 die. 17 and 5. The higher die determines the placement of hostiles according to the hostile placing table, so 17 is a hostile. The undead stand vigil in the sticky violet mist. Place 2 vengeful spirit on 1, and a forgotten hero 1 space north of 1. Okay. And the lower roll determines the placement of environment according to environmental placement table. 15. Play 3 miasma tokens. I already prepared that here. 1 on 1. Here. 1 on the space west of 2. Here. And another entire of the space of A24. So here we are. For the synergy guard, I decided to go with Scout Ahead. Moving across space with a different environment rule, perform an agility or intro for each space. On a success, other heroes ignore that environment rule for the rest of the turn. And to get it, whenever you start an activation in a space with another hero and an environmental token, place a synergy point on this card. I think here with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 spaces, that should be possible to get that. In addition, I placed the Forgotten Ones we encountered and the Lantern next to this. The Forgotten Ones gets next to the 2 space and the Lantern goes next to a 4 space, so this would be the 3. I decided on this one because it seems find the source. I expect that there's another secret location that seems convenient, and also only this little alcove. There's nothing on here, so I assume that will be most convenient. Quest rules. Erratic mana. Whenever a hero is casting a spell, abilities that cause automatic success of casting are ignored. Whenever the casting roll is a 1, the model gains 1 mana and 1 AP. The roll is a 20. The model loses all accumulated mana and suffers hit with power 50 and stagger trade. Leave the field to exit. May only leave if there are no hostiles on the exit field. So, with all that said, I will shuffle the chaos deck, place it next to the board, get our 2 Vengeful Spirit and Forgotten Hero on the board, and then we will start the game. Okay, as you can see here, I placed the undead, I placed the cards, and now we have to make a weather check, which I do not forget. So drawing the top 4 cards. Erratic mana is none, Dense Haze is 1, we have Daylight Vitality and Healing Rays because we are at the day counter, so only 1 weather card. Therefore, the entire field is considered hazy environment, which is also an environment. Okay, with a token. So I have to reshuffle these into the chaos deck. But before we do that, this one is only triggered when I interact with it. But here, read E3 on 148. So, jumping to 148. E3, the Forgotten Ones. The source of the stench becomes clear as you move forward. Along the path, small statues of the patron deity of travelers line the wall, all decapitated. Their surfaces are marked in bloody symbols of what appears to be Oni script. A sinister crimson miasma clings to them. Beneath these statues, half buried in the thin snow, lies an even more grotesque sight. The mangled defiled remains of warriors, monks, and civilians laid out plainly for any who passes. You realize this may be only one of many brutal displays left in the wake of the demonic desecration here. Place the card next to read. Yeah, okay. I should read it. Place an objective marker on 2. Objective marker on 2. The objective marker in this event represents desecrated corpse piles. Okay. Bloodlust Miasma. For the duration, all synergy cards have their unlock cost increased by 1. Okay, it's fine. It's for 4 to 5. While desecrated corpse pile remains on the field, all hostiles gain. Ooh, that is ugly. Purifying the corpses. Heroes may purify the corpses by burning them. If a hero with a lantern or fire spell performs a ritual in the same space, a desecrated corpse pile targeting the marker removes the active pile, purifying it, placing the object marker on the environment card to keep track of how many. When you move the 4th marker on 2, okay. Searching for corpses. Here it is. After place an intrigue token E token 2 spaces from the heroes who purified it towards the exit. A hero on the space with an intrigue token may perform perceived. On a success, place an intrigue token E with an object marker representing a new corpse within the hero's awareness as indicated in the of the exit. So corpse bar, burn, remove the corpse bar, place in each other. Okay. So this will go on and on and on and on. Good. Interesting. And the +3 offense and strike is devastating. Desecrated corpse pile remains. Yeah, that is desecrated. That is devastating. Okay, with all this, I will shuffle the chaos deck just in preparation, and then I will go on with the heroes' first turn. See you then. Let's start with the first activation of the hero's strategic phase. Whenever you is casting a spell, abilities that cause automatic success of casting are ignored. Okay, so automatic successes are ignored. Therefore, with this, the command undead also has to roll. I'm thinking about how it will interact with the artificer, because the artificer also does not roll automatically. Enchant self for free without roll in strategic phase. I will allow her still to attempt to enchant her, but she has to roll. Therefore, I will try Spectral Sight. 13 or less. 14, it is not successful. Okay. Not enchanted. Now, because of the dance, there is no line of sight except to the same space, I believe. Now range attack through from outside. Okay. Range attack into against the target inside, half attack modifier. Okay. So Nara will activate first. 1, 2. Goes up to here. She will spend only 1 mana token to attempt 1, 2, 3 to control this one, who has no line of sight and therefore can only reactive, line of sight, no line of sight, dodge towards. So he will go 1 space here. Nara rolls 2 die to see if she is able to control it. 2 and 7, these are 2 success, so therefore this one turns to an ally, which is nice. And the dodge 19 is not successful. Okay, here. And enchantments can't be dodged. Okay, so this is now my undead to play with. Next, Neri moves up to here. She activates her. She will cast Melting Touch on Sagan, 16 or less. It's a 6, which is successful, therefore she's allowed to move another space. Now Sagan can move 1, 2. This is a 2 space. Oh, I just noticed there is a token. It is difficult, and difficult causes half speed now effect on flicker or flying creatures. And Nara has Scorch and Darkness. Theros has difficult, so 1, 2, half, 2 spaces there, and Theros is only able to go up to here with his first activation. Unless he uses a run action to move 2. So here, but that was not his activation, therefore no intrigue synergy point. Theros, who ignores the haze and also the difficult terrain, moves 1, 2, goes up to here, and he will shoot at one of the ghosts. Let's see if he's able to hit with 17 or less. 6 is enough. And now 19 halved, it's 8.5, rounded up, 9. With a 2 it is enough. The ghost would try to dodge. With a 11, it has an agility of 8, therefore not enough. And I remove this ghost. Down it goes. Next. So now I can farm synergy points. The dance causes only difficulties for attacks. And the profane miasma, I do not want to stay in it, but profane models ignore it. So could I attack inside it? No range attack through from outside, okay, into, okay. I attack not through, I attack into it. -3 to attack modifier, it was good enough, I think. If a model comes in contact, okay, no, inside contact, okay. It's fine. I think with this, do I want to try with Nara the same stunt again to have both of these? Let's try the same stunt again. Nara activates next, going here, getting not this, getting a synergy point because Sagan was in the same space. And Nara, tries to control this one. I roll 1 die. The Vengeful Spirit dodges towards her. Because of outside of attacker, outside of 0, if no line of sight. And with this, 1 die for Nara, 13 or less, it's a 10. And therefore the Vengeful Spirit is also becomes an ally. These do not count for the synergy points, but hey, I now have 2 Vengeful Spirits, which is great. I need more mana points. I will activate this Vengeful Spirit, ignoring the terrain. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's a run action. The Forgotten Hero activates. 1, 2, 3, 4. Goes up to here. Now I will activate Anari. Difficult terrain, therefore she can walk 1. And then she will enchant Nara because this is also not through, it's next to it, or into. With this, she gets Arcane Step and walks another space. Therefore, Nara has also Melting Touch now. I get a second synergy point because Nari was in the same space as Sagan. Then Saros will activate, he will just go 1 space here. Stay where he is before Sagan activates, moving 1 space up and giving me another activation point. Okay, with this, Sagan is here. He stays where he is because I'm not interested. If a model comes in contact with it, receives a weak point. If a model inside in contact at the end of the activation sequence suffers power 10. I will just have a look in the rules what will happen about that. But before that, let me see the highest hostile. Okay, so no hostile spawn. I will have a quick read up on the what is it called, on the necrotic miasma or profane miasma, and depending on that, it might be that my heroes are a little bit more back, but I will tell you as soon as I had a quick read on. Okay, I read up on the profane miasma only if I move through it or if I'm within it, so my heroes are fine. Hostiles, as I had drawn, raging animals. Highest tier hostile gains an additional AP. There are no hostile, they are only my allies. With this, I can go to my next turn. So let me put it around and around and around and around. And sadly, since I have to move through it, I get a weak point. So all of my heroes gain 1, and you are getting up to 2. Sagan is up to 29. This is just this is becoming a ridiculous with Sagan. And 3, it is up to here. But the Hanya protects him. Okay, since here's the dance environment, this will also trigger activation points. And when I stand in it at the end of an activation, which I do not want, weather is dense, so this is not difficult terrain. 1, 2, 3, he can move through it. I'll start with Sagan, who will run 1, 2, 3, 4, giving me 1. And next, Sagan will go 1, 2. He will just go up to here. Reason for this is so that a Neri can activate next. A Neri and Sagan. That she can go 1, 2. I already put on the weak points, therefore it's fine. Giving me the 5th point up to here. And I can make an agility or intelligence test. So, intelligence is 13 across the board. Except with an area for 16, but she's not in the front. Therefore, one of the 3, most likely Sagan or Nara. Because usually I go up with Sagan in this regard, but I'm hoping that Nara with agility intelligence 3 will be a little bit better. On the other hand, Theros has also intelligence and agility 13, and he ignores difficult terrain. And he also has climb and stealth. Okay, Theros, you will scout ahead, playing into your role as scout. And yeah, your ranger background, one-eyed wolf. You will be the one. Is it Smarties? No, not Theros, even when I just prepared it. Because he's mostly in the back line. Here we go. Nara, you are getting scouting ahead, even when you're not ignoring difficult terrain. But that's your role now. Theros will be most likely in the back line, so yeah. No good if you get it and has to mass through. So now, Nari is allowed to move with Arcane Step another space. Nara now, when moving across a space with difficult environment rule, a different environment rule, perform an agility or int roll for each race. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. She moved through the miasma. So 13 or less. 17, not good. Dance, dance. 19 and 5. So this one can be ignored. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 up to here. It's a run action. And now Theros. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, here it's a second one. So Nara gets up to 2. Let's see what her roll says. Natural 1. This one can be ignored by teammates, so Theros enters it. Since he's able to ignore it. And now he will immediately 1, 2 go up to here. Or better 1. Just go here. And Neri is also able to ignore it. So 1, 2, she will cast Melting Touch on Nara to get up to here. Sagan 1, 2, 3, 4, he will run. Moves up to here. Also able to ignore the miasma. Already scouting ahead, I think, has paid off. Now the Vengeful Spirit and the Forgotten Hero just go up to here. And with this, let me just shift these two around, because I can. 1, 2, 1, 2. I will shuffle the Chaos deck and then we will see what happens. Okay. Chaos deck says Heavy Snow. With this, Dense Haze is immediately negated. So, and I think I forgot in the last turn, so I will just keep it this way. And now Precarious Ambush, because 1, they return, yeah, it's a second. Spawn 2 tier 1 hostiles on the space with a loot token closest to the entrance. There's no loot token. Spawn 1 hostile 1 space behind the last hero and 1 space in front of the first. Okay, there's Intrigue token on there. 1 to 10 Forgotten Vengeful Spirit. It's a Vengeful Spirit. And then the other one will be Bone Walker. Let me just grab behind me to get Bone Walker, and this time I will take the one with the sword, because last week or last game the one with the axe got all the action. 1 to 10, it's a Bone Walker behind. It's a 12, so the here and here. 1 to 10, the Vengeful Spirit will start. It's a 6, the Vengeful Spirit will start. So here we are. And because of the default corpse piles, Bloodlust Miasma, +3 offense and +1 strike. +3 offense, +1 strike. Let's see what attacks. 1 to 5 and then clockwise. 20, it's Nara. Therefore Sagan will use his free protect. The Vengeful Spirit has, because +1 strike is here. Sagan has 2 strikes because of Sentinel, Reactive and Sentinel. Sagan will cancel the +3 for the Bloodlust Miasma with Masterful Parry, reducing the offense back to 10. Therefore it's a 10 or less. It's 3 and 11. 11 misses Sagan. He is enchanted, therefore 17 or less. 2 19s. He fails, and ignoring armor with a 4, this is a wound. Luckily Sagan was all healed up. Now, who will the Vengeful Spirit attack next? Same as previously, it's Nara once again. Therefore Sagan will again intercept, same procedure as previous, 10 or less. 5 and 14, the 5 will be a hit. Sagan's confrontation roll, 12 and 14, enough to win this confrontation with both. 10 and 11, and the burn each, yeah, it is destroyed. That's the short answer. Next, the Bone Walker would attack the Spirit, or will it attack the Forgotten Hero? 1 to 10 Spirit, it's the Spirit. So, since it's a hostile, it gets another strike. Here we are. And the Vengeful Spirit will make a confrontation out of it. It has no allies, therefore no benefit, 10 or less. I should have grabbed the card to show you guys, but so far I remember, I will do that as soon as I have done this confrontation. With a 5 is enough to cancel out the 3. Sorry, this was a 7. The 15 is not enough, but the 7 is enough to win this confrontation. It's a power of 10, halved, so 5 or less. It is a 5, which destroys the Vengeful Spirit. And next activation, the Skeleton. Yeah, I think it rolled a 15, therefore has +3 for the, because it's a hostile, because of the Bloodlust Miasma. And also, once again, it has 3 strikes. The Forgotten Hero will respond by attacking itself. And it will attack with the Corroded Sword. So, the Vengeful Spirit, the Forgotten Hero, 20 is a miss, 13 or less from the Skeleton. Natural 1, which ignores armor, 20 is a miss, but 3 also hits. Ignoring the armor, power 10 is 10 or less. This is a wound. -6, 4 or less. It's a 7, this is a weak point. So it gets a wound and a weak point. Here we are. And yeah, with all this done, I will grab the card and then I will continue with the hero's turn. Okay. Here, just to check it once again, power is 10. Here, offense 10, increase to 13. Good. With all this done, it's the hero's turn. Let me just turn all these around. Nara tries to cast her free spell onto herself with the... let's go with Second Sight. Because Undead, Spectral Sight. With a 10, it is successful. She has Spectral Sight onto herself. Now, before I do anything else, Anari uses the ritual action, casting a little, using her fire spell to cleanse this token, and a new one is placed 2 spaces next to it. Spaces intrigue token, 2 spaces will provide towards the exit. With an intrigue token may perform a perceive action. Yeah, here I am allowed to make a perceive action. Yeah, good. First perceive, then ritual. So 2 actions basically every time. Now, I want a melee hero in combat with the skeleton. So before that, I want to enchant Sagan. Yeah, Anari uses tries to enchant Sagan. I have to look up. It's a strike 1. Melting touch on Sagan. It's a 7, which is enough. Sagan is enchanted. She's allowed to move 1 space. Which is her second activation. Now it's Sagan's turn. Sagan will walk 2 spaces and get on the intrigue token. Encounter token, sorry. You hear a deep, dissonant voice speaking in an inhuman language. Place superior loot token 1 space north of 4. Ah, okay. And roll die. Let's see what here happens. It's a 4. And August stares down the vengeful spirits, muttering in the same unearthly language you heard before. But as soon as they spot you, they all turn their attention towards you. Place an Onimaraga with common loot on 4 and 2 vengeful spirits 1 space north of 4. Okay, good. 2 vengeful spirits 1 space north of 4. So you 2 are up here. And the Onimaraga comes here. I will just prepare that. Well, before I do that, let me finish Sagan's turn, because Sagan wants to attack the hostile undead. And the undead also gets only offense, not defense. Good to know. So it has 1 strike, Sagan has 2 strikes, it has a defense of 10, Sagan reduces it to 7. So Sagan 17 rolls 2 natural 1s, and a 4 would be enough, but not against 2 natural 1s. And 15 or less, ignoring armor, yeah, it crumbles to dust without much effort from Sagan. So now I will get the Oni, get the token, and I'll see you as soon as I'm done and continue with my hero's turn. Okay, here are the hostiles. Now let's have a look. Nara will go 1-2 with her first activation. Use her perceive action to gain the token. Then she will just use her second activation to go here. Theros will go. We'll wait where he is. The Forgotten Hero goes just 1 space, and Theros goes 1 space, so that they have a line of sight down here. Sagan uses his Ranger class at the end to move 1 space up to here. Why I do only this is because of the activations, because the Oni Marauder, if he has line of sight, so not engaged, he has no line of sight, he will rotate and walk towards the enemy, but since here all my heroes are out of line of sight, he will just turn around. And the Vengeful Spirit in his active row has also no line of sight, but they walk towards the enemy nevertheless. So 1-2, no line of sight, 1-2. Same with the other one. So here they are. Okay, with all that done, before that, sorry, it's daytime, we have dawn. On the field suffers the confused state until the next strategic phase. That's great. So basically all offense skills are halved with the blinding light. But with all this, let's go to my turn. So reaction. Theros, the Forgotten Hero, and Aneri would each activate for the first one to attack. Let's see. Aneri casting. Now Aneri will not cast because of the backlash. So Theros starts with a Fenian crossbow. 15 luckily is enough because +3 increasing his accuracy to 17. And with a 3 it is enough to destroy this immediately. And the next one, Theros' second activation, he hits. 12 is above it, is a weak point, and now the Forgotten Hero. 15 is not enough to hit. So now is my turn. Let's do with this. I will not try to enchant Nara because it's too dangerous with a 5% chance of getting a backlash. And I will start with Aneri. Will I? Yes, I will. Aneri starts. She will try to enhance Sagan with Melting Touch, 16 or less. It's an 8, it is good enough, therefore she's allowed to move up to here. And with this I will do another ritual, spending both of her activation points, and once again 1-2 going up to here. And when you remove the 4th desecrated corpse pile. Okay, Sagan enchanted, another one purified. And now do I want to activate Sagan? Let's activate the Forgotten Hero first. 1-2 goes up to here, and it will shoot at the Vengeful Spirit, who will dodge. Forgotten Hero, 14 or less. It's an 11, this is a hit. Vengeful Spirit with a 15 fails to dodge, but gets into the space anyway. The Corrode Wowo has a power of 13, reduced to 6.5, increased to 7. 17 is not enough, but it gets a weak point. Forgotten Hero will make a confrontation with the Vengeful Spirit using his sword. Forgotten Hero, 11 or less, 14 or less, 11 and 9. The Spirit with a 4 loses this confrontation because the 9 and 11 cancel out the 4. Power 11 reduced to 5.5, increased to 6. 3 weak points in total. Now let's continue. Now I can activate my normal heroes, so let's go with Sagan. Goes up 1 space, attacks the now defenseless Vengeful Spirit. He is enchanted, so 17 or less. 5, 8 and 18. 18 misses. 15 or less. It's nothing, but Theros is allowed to make a sequential assault with his Fenian crossbow. He hits. 19, 8.5, therefore 9. And a 6 is enough to banish this Vengeful Spirit. Nara moves into the same space, uses her perceive action to detect the corpse pile. And with her next activation, she will go 1 space back. Theros will keep up with Anari, and Sagan will activate, goes also 1 space back. So, okay. I'm fine. Just putting this down. Let's see what the Chaos deck has in store for our Oni. Hostile Recovery. Oh, I totally forgot to do something. Remove the Profane Miasma and roll again on the table. 18. 1 on 3. 3 is up to here. Luckily I didn't move so far. 27. Yeah, it's still there. And another 1 space west of 4. Another entire tile of 24 once. Okay, and this one moves up to here. Okay. Not important, and luckily nothing dramatical. 2 highest tier stats recover 1 HP each. Okay, he is still full. He has no line of sight, so he stays where he is. Immediately continuing with my hero's turn. This one is discovered. Therefore, and then he moves up to here, enchants Sagan with Melting Touch, and performs a ritual with her second activation point. So stays where she is. Basically, what I'm doing here is moving her 1 space with her first activation, enchanting Sagan, Arcane Step, getting 1 space forward. Using her second activation, I use a ritual to clean the profane, clean the corpse pile, and now here is the other corpse pile between the 2 profane miasmas. And with this, Nara should scout ahead. She's at 2, not at 18. 1, 2, 3. How many spaces are here? It's a 3 space, so the Oni Marauder has 1. Good to go. Yeah, the Vengeful Spirit goes into the... Forgotten Hero goes into this space and shoots at the Oni Marauder. The Oni Marauder will try to dodge it. So, Forgotten Hero, 14 or less, 15. The Oni Marauder dodges successfully into the miasma. And because the Oni Marauder is not a profane model, it suffers a power 10, ignoring armor and weakening. Power 10 is a wound, and it gets the weakening. Therefore it is weakened, half toughness and minus strike. More importantly, 1 wound. Next, the Vengeful Spirit will move 1, 2 and attack the Oni Marauder in close combat. The Oni Marauder will react by attacking in return. The Corroded Sword, the Oni Marauder. Oni Marauder has a defense of 10. It's a 20, this is a fail. And the Forgotten Hero, 17, 18. Okay, they fumble both. Nothing happened in this combat. They are out of activation points both. And now, out of activation. 1, 2, 3. Nara walks up to here through the miasma. Therefore, she gets a third weak point. Makes an agility and or intelligence because both are 13. With a 12, she managed that the other heroes may ignore it for this turn. And since she walked 3 spaces, she's able to attack the Oni Marauder unboosted, but still power 14 and 3 attacks, so offense 14. 20 and 19 miss, but the 3 is a hit. 14 minus an armor of 3. 11 or less. It's a 1. That is a second wound onto the Oni Marauder. Now Sagan, 1, 2, 3. Sagan uses a run action to get next to the Oni Marauder. He can ignore the miasma. And in his second activation, he will attack the Oni Marauder using second wind to get a third attack, 2 from the space attack. He is enchanted, therefore 17 or less. 6, 11, and 12. These are 3 hits. And now 15 or less. 20 is no wound, but the 2 13s are, which is already enough to put the Oni Marauder down. Yeah, and a burn. The Oni Marauder is down. Loot token stays here. And now I still have Theros, who can activate. Oh, I forgot that he has 1 wound, 1 here. Also, I forgot that the Oni Marauder has an additional strike. 16 is a failure. Okay, now Theros' turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. He can ignore that one. And I do not want to stay in this terrain unless I can ignore it. So with this, yeah, Theros has to bite it. 1, 2, 3, because here we are. With a run action, he gets a third weak point. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's go a 6th one up here. And before the shit hits the fan, Nara activated once. I could have used Nara to go through it. Nara will walk through it. 1, 2 goes up to here. Intelligence roll. It's a 10. Therefore only Nara gets 1. She's up to 4. Sagan is now able to ignore it when it's his turn. Before that, let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Theros uses his next activation to to loot the superior loot token. And let's see what he finds there. It's a 16 Death Flower Palm and Firecracker. So done. Nara stays where she is because Sagan, ignoring the terrain, goes next to Nara. Here they are. I have to correct that. Sagan stays where he is because this one is not discovered yet. Right, this one is not discovered. Turn back. Nara does not move there. She will stay here and use her action to perceive this one. So back to 3, not 4. Here we are. Okay, this is the hero's turn. I will get the Firecracker and Bomb, and I will reshuffle the Chaos deck, and then we will go to the Hostiles' turn. Okay, let's see what in the Hostiles' turn happened. Dire Embers, 2 spaces away from the lowest number encounter, there is none. A space behind the last hero, so it's 2 spaces. 3 hostile, 1, 2. Here we are. Luckily, Sagan and Nara still have line of sights. Therefore, the Oni Marauder will activate. He will walk 1 space up to here. And Nara will use her foresight. But Nara will activate. And Sagan will activate. So Nara and Sagan. For the rest of the turn. Yeah, Nara will start. She will dodge. She will dodge, Sagan will dodge, and Nara will wait, but most likely will dodge, because the Oni Marauder has 2-3 strikes with 17 or less. 5, 9, 17, and Nara will definitely try to dodge. Agility of 12. And it's a 9. She successfully dodged every attack here. So she goes right here. Nara goes 1, 2 up to here. Intelligence check. 4, great. All the heroes can ignore it. But before that, because Nari is the first one to react, then Nara has to go through it. 3, it's a 4. But now Nari can ignore it. Sagan goes up to here, also able to ignore it. And now the Oni Marauder's second activation comes, attacking Nara. Nara will wait, but Sagan will use his Protector class to move 1 space and be the target of the attack with square off. He is able to make 1 strike plus a second strike because he's Sentinel. The Oni Marauder has 3 die. I will just reroll 1. And yeah, +3, -3, so 14 or less. Oni Marauder. 2, 19, the third attack, 18. A 2 is a hit. Sagan with 17 or less. 10 and 9. Sagan wins this confrontation. Still enchanted, ignoring armor. 11 and 3. These are 2 wounds. And with a 3 and a 1, the burn also destroy immediately the Oni Marauder. Okay. Until the end of the turn, they can ignore it. This is end of the turn. Now, it's the hero's turn. So let's turn all this around. And I will start with, when does it activate? Inside in contact at the end of the activation sequence if a model comes in contact. Okay, I'll start with Nara. 1, 2, 3. I'm allowed to roll to die. 13 or less. 7, this is ignored. And this one, 13 or less. 16, this one is not ignored. So now I will take this common look token. The reason why I got her there. And she will roll a 16, which is a short sword. I will look it up later. Now power 10 against Nara. With a 9, this is a wound and she is weakened and gets a weak point. And now I will do Nara's second activation. Since she still gets in contact, it's a 6th one. And she will get out of this and cast Second Chance onto herself. 10 and 4. She heals the wound. And Neri can ignore that. She will first of all enchant Sagan. So basically moving here, enchanting Sagan with Melting Touch, staying where she is, using her second activation to cleanse this one, getting the 4th pile cleansed. So Come on, let me just put it top. Now, when you remove 4th desecrated corpse pile, receive fate Y. Okay, I will get fate Y in a moment as soon as I get the short sword. And now Sagan, using a run action 1, 2, 3, 4, getting in the same space as Nara, gets his 30th weak point. He stays where he is. Theros. Does I want to activate with Theros? I do not want to activate Theros, but I want to place the Forgotten Hero back here to have line of sight in both directions. And with all that, I will get the short sword, I will get the fate token, and then we will continue with the hostiles turn. Okay, I realized that I do not have any short swords left, therefore I am allowed to choose between the option above, the hatchet, or the dagger and the lantern. I have chosen the dagger and the lantern, which in total puts Theros up to 11 slots. His inventory is 10, therefore he is unable to perform any move action or special action. But I want to activate him immediately, and I want him to drop the dagger, which I should place a token next to it. So basically here is a common loot token, which has the dagger. So was it a common loot? Oh, sorry. I have mistaken. It was not a common loot, it was superior loot. Death Flower Bomb and Firecracker. So let me just make this right. Okay, with this we have the Firecracker, which is dagger, and the Death Bomb, which, let me just get it a little bit that it is not as reflecting. So during the strategic phase, to enchant the model, attack against enemy get +5 power. The enchantment lasts until the next strategic phase, so it's a consumable. He could regain it, but I will just put it next to it here. This is his second activation, and saying stays where he is. So with this, I will go into the hostiles turn. Until hostiles phase, cast a spell that suffer confuse it until the next retrieve. Ooh, okay. That's not good. But when this is all that's happening right now, I will not cast any spell, but I will start with Theros this time, because he will use the Intrigue token. And play the club is when you first interact with the Intrigue E. I will do that just now with Theros. We go to page 150. I think I can close that because I put the Fate Y there. 150. And we are reading E9. The Lantern. Sure enough, off to the side of the path you find a small alcove, a secluded nook cradling a lone lantern. Place hidden grotto secret location next to the field and place Intrigue token E on A. Intrigue token E token are connected, allowing heroes to move between them by performing climb. Models can draw line of sight between secret locations and E token on the field. Hostiles cannot enter the secret. Place an object marker on B to represent lantern. Any hero on the same space as the object marker may perform an assist action. When they do, they may remove 1 weak point and 1 wound. Each hero may perform this action only once per quest. May perform interact action on the space with the object marker and remove it. If they do, they gain a lantern item. I could remove weak points. And here... yeah, okay, that was Theros' first turn. I will put it up and then I will see how to continue. Okay, with all this, I will start with Nara, who will just go here and grab up the Death Flower Bomb that Theros dropped. Then Theros will activate, since he has the climb, 1, 2, 3, goes up to here, and uses his second activation to heal 1 weak point, 3 going down to 2, and a wound. Second activation of Nara, she will do the same, but she will go down to 5 wounds, weak points. Anari 1-2 goes up to here and chances Sagan. Therefore Arcanist steps another space, and she gets another weak point because she had to move through the miasma up to 5. Sagan stays where he is. Yeah, stays where he is. And Nari with her rope will move 1-2 also down here. Hostiles turn. Breathing wind, I thought so. Okay. This is ridiculously stupid. Anari, 11, she is fine. Sagan, 3, he is fine. Theros, 18, he is not fine. 16, he gets a wound. And Nara, 18 is not fine. 9, she doesn't get a wound. Yeah, since the space is blocked, my heroes have to wait. Hostiles turn, Chaos deck. Sun, spawn 2 tier 1 hostiles based on the intrigue intrigue token is there. Therefore, Bonewalker 1-10. Yeah, Bonewalker 1-10. Yeah, 2 Bonewalkers. It comes up here, and let me get the second one. And it goes here. Luckily Sagan is fine, but he's not enchanted, but this one has line of sight. So, first Bonewalker attacks Sagan. Sagan reacts. Bonewalker has 2-3 strikes. Sagan reduces the +3 from the crest. Is it still active is the question. For the duration of the quest, yeah. While desecrate corpse pile. Okay, there are none active anymore, so it has 2 strikes, Sagan also 2. He reduces it down to by 3, but despite this, 8 or less, it's a critical hit and a 5. Sagan rolls a 2 and a 7, so 5 and 2 cancel each other out. The 1 cancelled out the 7. 14 is not enough to wound Sagan, but it gives him another weak point. So, 31. Second activation from this one. Here, this one activates and shoots. A 12 is enough to hit. A 4 is enough to wound and destroy the one who just activated. Now the other one attacks Sagan. Sagan reacts. Now there is no friendly hostile undead. Therefore, 7 or less. 5 and 13. Sagan reacts. 14 or less with a 3. He loses this confrontation. A 2 is enough to put a wound onto him. And the Forgotten Hero with a 10 is able to hit. With an 18 he cannot wound, but puts a weak point onto the undead. That was the hostile's turn. Now it's the hero's turn. Anari, 17, and with a 4 she is fine, but she does not gain any activation points. Sagan is fine. Theros is at 13, he's fine. Nara is at 15, she's fine. Okay. Starting with Nara. 1, 2, 3. Getting up to here. She will attack. Now the undead is also engaged with Sagan because of the space slots. Nara has an offense of 17. Natural 1 and 10, that's great. The 6 is not enough to cancel out the 10. Let me just turn all my other heroes around. Therefore, the 1 minus the armor, the 3 is enough to destroy it, and the natural 1 wouldn't destroy it, but it is done. Now, Nara's next turn. 1, 2 goes up to here, casts second chance on Sagan. Sagan regains 2 hit points because 13 is enough. And also it was a roll of 1, which triggers 1 mana and 1 AP. So 1 mana and an additional activation point. That's nice. Theros activates. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3. He will just stay there. Will Sagan use it? He has enough weak points. No, he will not use it. Forgotten Hero goes 1 up to here, just to be more clear. And then let's see what the Chaos deck says. Heroes must perform more roll. On a fail, they must perform another die roll and walk towards 2 spaces either in the exit or the entrance. Okay. Anari, 12 or less. 9, she is fine. Sagan, 17 or less. 15 is fine. Theros, 11 or less. 10 is fine. And come on, Nara. You have a 14. 18, okay. 1 to 10, it's exit. It's the attack exit and must perform another die walk 2 spaces. She's atop the exit. Okay. Freedom Wings. Anari. 16, she is not fine. Is she wounded? 3, no. Sagan, 3 is fine. Theros, 10 is fine. Nara, 4 is fine. And Nara goes 1, 2, 3. Back to here. Actually, 4, 5, 6 goes here and goes next to Anari. Next hostile's turn. Spawn 1 tier 1 hostile on the exit. 1 to 10, it's the Bone Walker. It's the Bone Walker on the exit. Until the next hostile phase, all undead hostiles gain speed, reach, and poison. If there is another undead hostile, okay, that's not the case. So, this one will activate. 1, 2, triggering from Theros and the Forgotten Hero. Theros, 15 hits. 16 does not wound because of the shield, which gives plus 3 armor for a total of 5. Forgotten Hero, 20 misses. It will activate, go to Sagan, which will trigger once again activations will from Theros and from Sagan. Sagan will attack and reduce the offense to 7. 9 and a 4. The 4 is enough. Sagan needs a 14 or less. 6 and 10 both beat out the 4. He is not enchanted, therefore 10 and 6, yeah, okay. Therefore he would need armor 2, 15, 13. And with this the Bone Walker is immediately destroyed once again. Next hero's turn. Anari. 14. Is she wounded? 12. She is wounded. Luckily, because no second chance can take over. If Nara manages to know and is Nara wounded, she is also wounded. Okay. Theros with an 11 is fine, and Sagan with a 4 is fine. Just in case, Theros goes down here next to Anari to see what happens. Hostile's turn. Choose a hero. That hero gains a watchful trait until the next strategic phase. That's great, but doesn't matter. I will take Sagan. Anari is down. Sagan is fine. Theros is not fine. Theros is also wounded. Theros goes down. And Nara is fine. Okay. Oh, I really hate the environmental card Freezing Wind. With this, Nara will try to cast Second Chance on Anari. 14 and 7, 1 is enough to get her up, give her, because she is down, 1 activation point. She will immediately use it, gain to the Lantern, use an activation point to reduce her armor, her weak points down to 4. Here we are. And Nara's second activation, Theros getting up. He gets up, regains even 2 wounds. Here we are now. And he will stay where he is. Will he stay where he is? Yeah, he will stay where. Now, 1, 2. 1, 2. He goes up to here because they have to move anyway. And now, let's go revived. Before she would revive Theros, she would move here. And yeah, let's go with this. Next hostile's turn. Can heal 1 HP and remove 1 weak point. 2 different heroes. There is no wounded one, but I will use that for Nara to go down to 4. And for Theros to go down to 1. Because Anari can, in the worst case, trigger the Necromata. Now let's see. Anari, 20, is she down? She's not down. Sagan, 18, he has a total of 19. Nara, 13 is fine, and Theros, 6 is fine. Yeah. With this, Nara goes here, picks up the mission objective to get a lantern. I will just look it up next time, and she will go up to here. Let's continue. What does the Tier 1 hostile? Okay, there is no one left. Let's see. Anari, 15, is she wounded? 15, she is down. More or less great. Sagan is fine with a 17. Theros with an 11 is fine. And Nara with a 6 is fine. Let's start with Nara. Second chance on Anari. 1 is enough to put her down, up. Give her 1 activation point. Nari will use it to run. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nara will then run. 1, 2, 3. Go up to here. Sagan stays where he is. Theros stays where he is. Then let me shuffle the Chaos deck, and hopefully this will be the last turn. I really despise this card. Moving on. Chaos deck. What does it say? Premonition. Okay, we have for the first regroup to reduce wound or weak point, and sleet. Okay, I will use sleet to get rid of the freezing wind, even if this one would have been great. But I really despise having the freezing winds. So getting rid of it, even if the other one would be make more sense. So with this, it's my hero's turn. All of my heroes get their activation points. And Nara will cast onto herself, hopefully, second chance. 11 and net 1. She gets another mana point and removes her wound. And now she will run. 1, 2, 3 will run. 1, 2, 3, 4 run. Because he's an ally and a hostile, it's totally fine. So, with all of this, we just are able to, your journey continues. We will put this one up to daylight. And with all this done, the Profane Rupture cost a lot of weak points. But I managed to get the Forgotten Ones and the Lantern done, which is great because it was our third quest. So next time we'll go immediately to E.G. Village. and see what happens there. But before that, let me just... No, I moved it already. Okay, it's fine. So, I hope you enjoyed this Let's Play, and have a nice day. Bye!